In this video, we'll solve more examples of inequalities. So in this example, we want to solve the inequality x squared minus 3x minus 4 is greater than or equal to 0. So let's write it down first. So to solve this, the first task is let this to be equal to 0. So we solve this when we have equals to 0. So to solve this quadratic equation, we can use the general formula, or we can use factorization method. So in this example, we'll use factorization. So to use factorization, we want to find some numbers that if you multiply them, we'll get minus 4, and if you add them, we will get minus 3. So to find this, let's look at those that if you multiply, we'll get minus 4. So the first one is if you multiply, I think 1 times 4, but yeah, 1 with negative. One of this has to have negative since we want minus 4, not 4. Or 1 times, 4 with the negative. Or 2 times 2, but 1 has to have negative, so minus 2 times 2. All this will give us a minus 4. But we want us that if we add them, we'll get minus 3. So if you add minus 1 plus 4, this will give us 3. If you add 1 minus 4, this will give us minus 3, and minus 2 plus 2 will give us 0. So we are taking this because that's where we get minus 3. So we can just write x plus 1, then x minus 4. We have 1 and minus 4 equals 0. So to solve this, then we write x plus 1 equals 0, or this x minus 4 equals 0. To find x, we subtract this minus 1 from both sides. Then we'll have x is equal to minus 1. And for this one, we can just add 4 to both sides. We'll have x equals 4. So now, these are also called sometimes they are called critical points. Critical points. So now let's just remember, whenever we have a quadratic equation, y equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, this quadratic equation, if you want to plot it in a graph, it has a U shape. If this a, the coefficient of x squared, is greater than 0, and it has a N shape if this a is less than 0. So let's look at our problem. So in our problem, we have a y equal to x squared minus 3x minus 4. So if you look at the coefficient of x squared here is 1, it's not negative. So we can just say that this in our problem, we have a U-shaped curve. We have a U-shaped curve that this shape intersects x-axis at x equal to minus 1 and x equal to 4. That is our critical point. So let's just draw it. So we are just saying that we are having this. Here is 0, so we have the negative minus 1, minus 2 here. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. 1, 2, 3, everything here. Our curve is intersects at is U-shape and intersects x-axis. This is our x-axis. This is our y-axis, and the curve intersects this at minus 1 and 4. So at this minus 1 and 4. So this is our curve. So then we look at our problem. Our problem that we want to solve is so now solve our problem, which is x squared minus 3x minus 4 is greater than or equal to 0. So then we look at this. where in our curve is greater than or equal to 0. So this is just where our curve, this is our curve is on or above the x-axis. So where our curve is on or above the x-axis. Now if you look at this, our curve is above the x-axis here. It's above. If you look at the curve, is above the x-axis and here and here. So this is where the curve is above the x-axis. So then we can just see. So we want x values where our curve is. And if you look at for this, the x values in this side is when x is less than or equal to -1. All this shaded portion. So we have x is less than or equal to -1 union, or in this side x is greater than or equal to 4, or x greater than or equal to 4 union this. And using the real line, if you remember, we have this x -1 and here x 4. So we have x is greater than 4, which is all anything here, and here is anything from here to -infinity, and here anything from here to +infinity. So that's why this one we can just write it as -infinity to -1, but here we use a square bracket to show that -1 is included since it is less than or equal to union, and here we'll write 4 to infinity.